Okay, the first thing you want to do with any fight stick is get your template downloaded. Open it. Yes, my son.
Good take.
Oh, thank you. So this is what your template will look like. This is how Photoshop functions. You have these layers. They are like clear plastic with whatever imaging you have on there. It will show through it. This one's solid. Let's get rid of it. We don't need instructions. We don't need information. We have the overprint. It's this red line. The layout is the gray line. This is where your art will actually go. Background white. Don't need that either. Okay, let's load in a background into our template. We've got this right here. Looks pretty good. And Control A to get all of it. Control C will copy. Back to our template. Control V will paste. It will always paste above the layer you have selected. Let's pull it back down here because you want underneath everything. I can select it with this and I can transform it here. I'm going to click to make sure that this is selected. That's unselected. This is selected. This constrains the proportions so that the image doesn't get distorted. I'm going to drag it to these red lines. Good. I don't like how this is not straight up, straight sideways. So I'm going to drag down till I can't see it. Let's make this thing a little bit bigger so it's not a problem. You get mommy love, Aiden? Oh, that's my son. Okay, so this looks pretty good. This tool will select any solid color or the areas around solid colors. We go to our overprint and select out here. Because of this red line, we'll select everything in this area. I'm going to go back to this background layer. I'm going to hit delete. And then we have it right where we want it. Control D will deselect. Okay, and there's a few things I want to do to this. And I think I'd like to make a duplicate copy just to make sure everything works out. Right click, duplicate layer. That's fine for a name. I like to name my layers. We'll call this HERMD. So let's go here. Any layer you have selected, the image tab will manipulate that. I'm going to change the brightness contrast. Too much brightness. Contrast looks a little psychedelic. I like that. Let me go ahead and trash this one because what I really want is a copy of this changed layer. Because I want this to be in black and white so that our main figure stands out. Looks good. I think I'd like the area where the sky is to be in color. So let's go here. Let's take the eyeballs off of that so that we can see it. We're going to zoom in a bit, make it easier to select exactly what we want. We use our pen tool. Shift makes it make a straight line. Oops, Control Z to undo. It's always easy to undo any mistake you make, so don't get frazzled. Oh. Okay. Spacebar, then drag with your mouse while you're clicking. Shift makes a straight line. Shift makes a straight line. Complete the outline. We'll go to selection. I'm gonna let the feather radius be 2 because I do want a little leeway and a little fade out on the edges. Okay, we've got this selected. I'm going to Control C to copy. I go to this background layer. I want it to paste above. Control V, Z Alt, Z Alt. That looks pretty good. But what I'd like to do is fade this background where it goes transparent and that shows through again. So we're going to go to this layer. We're going to add something called a layer mask. The layer mask is here. The layer's there. If you want to work on the layer, you can click that. The layer mask is basically just should be used in this fashion. So we'll go to this area where the paint bucket is, select gradient. I've already messed with this. White will show the image. Where it's black is where it fades out. Let's try a few things. Not so good. Not much better. Let's try it this way. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now maybe let's add a little something else for our background. How about we've got a black and white texture here. I'm going to Control A to select all, Control C to copy. Let's go ahead and save as. And save often. We're going to select right here and Control V to paste. This time, I don't want the image constrained. I just want to pull it right to where there he is. The hand tool is really helpful. So we've got this. The layer style, you can do all sorts of stuff with it. But what we want is multiply, and what that does is it drops all the white out of a black and white image. Opacity is kind of how much of the image you can see. If we go to 0, it disappears. I think I like this at about a 70, maybe right there, 65. Control S to save. That's our background.